All right. 7 o'clock. We're going to call the public hearing to order. DeWild.
Here.
Chisholm. Here. Thompson.
Here.
McSparron.
Here.
Mitchell. Here. Everybody's here. Okay. I think that we gave you have in your packet information about this. 203 West State Street, owned, I think, Danny Sanford. And he was asked that we rezone that. It has a sale, is he's selling it with a contingency that it gets rezoned. So that's where we are. Does anybody in the public have any comments or any questions?
I do. I'd like to just know what's the possible use of it. We have 5 of the 8 lots there, so we have an interest.
I'm not exactly sure. It doesn't state that in what they're doing, what it is. I know the senators, I don't think, came this evening. But
They're here.
They're here.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Oh, no, they are back here. Okay, they are here. Okay. So you're hiding behind Brian here, so I couldn't see you. So do you have any answer for that, or?
Our intent would be to sell it to the Historical Society.
Okay.
And it's my understanding they need room for more of for storage. And it's adjacent to their property also. So it's a good fit for them.
Okay. Anything else? Did that answer your question, or?
Well, I'm interested that it's not necessary for a museum to have restricted possible commercial. So, you know, we had this property for 6 years, and we put up with a junkyard and whatever, and I just would like to intercept that if it's possible.
Well, I think probably today it looks better than it has in the last.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it does.
And I think with the Historical Society, it would probably only be better than it is today when they're done with it.
Well, I mean, I'm just worried in the fact that if it's unrestricted for commercial use, there's a little devious need because it's not necessary.
I can't answer what their needs are.
I think that one reason is that they're not going to use it as a residence. So I think that's the reason they're looking to get it rezoned, since it's zoned down. Yes, ma'am.
You realize there's an alleyway down there
Yes.
separating the two.
Right.
What are they going to do, close the alley?
No. Not that I know of. I haven't planned on it.
So what will it be zoned as then?
I believe it's unrestricted, which is, I believe that's what the bank is zoned, and the property, like the C-store, is zoned the same thing.
Well, that's businesses though.
But, yeah, we don't have like 5 different zoning categories like some of the larger cities do.
Well, I know that. I've been here for
Been a
over
while,
50
I'm
years.
sure. But that's the thing is what they're going to use it for. They just it's not going to be used as a residence. They're going to use it for other purposes. So that's why the need to get it, to have it rezoned.
And what is it zoned now?
Now it's zoned residential.
Yeah, you can live there, otherwise you
Right.
can't.
Is the alley still open or has it been vacated?
No, the alley's still
Still
open.
open, okay.
Better keep it open too.
Yeah, I mean, it would be, if there was a fire at the museum or the house there that belongs to the Johnsons or laundromat or something, we would need to have access from both sides.
See, that's the same as the alley goes behind our house. There's no way to get in from the front.
Right.
So we put a garage at the back. And so it'd be the same difference.
Yeah.
Is there any updating on the restricted areas? I have the last one here is December 5th, 1966. And I just wondered if there's...
As far as I know, in the last 4 or 5 years anyway, and I don't know whether Donna's been around a little bit long, Bill's been, I don't know who's been updated.
I doubt it.
We haven't had any, have we, Bill, that you know of?
Not that
Any
I-
other restricted areas? I didn't think so.
Now, is there sewer and water to that place?
Yes,
Yeah, that's right down the alley.
yes, there is. And personal thank you that it does look 12,000 times better
Well,
than it
it
did.
couldn't have got any
No,
worse. I didn't think.
that's about right.
Every time I went out to get the paper in the morning, we heard the chickens crowing.
Yeah, well, the chickens were, they were some of the worst part of the whole problem. Getting rid of the junk and stuff has made it look much better.
Have you seen the place where they moved to?
Yes, I have, but
I
that's
think
another
it's
story.
beautiful.
That's another story.
It's beautiful.
One last question.
Yes.
The building, is it reusable or is it going to be demolished?
I was going to get with Marion, who's our, retired from Ottumwa Health Department, and he's been our building inspector here, and get access to that building, to the one that's next to the C-store, and a couple others. So we can see, are they fit to fix, or do they need to be torn down? So I have not done that yet, but if the purchasers decide that they want to build something there or do something, then they'll have to come for a permit, and at that point in time, if we needed to, we can get that inspected and find out whether that building is fit for human, would be used, if it's safe for people to be in.
It used to be, there was a Warner that had a business there that people would send or bring their coon hides and such in, and he'd buy them there. And so it was a nice place.
If you might go a little farther back, it used to be the telephone building. The switchboard was upstairs in the bank, and that's where they kept their truck and supplies. So it was being used as a commercial application at one time. And
I'm guessing somebody asked it to
And I
be changed to
suppose by
residential, or something like
by
that.
66, it maybe was
Yeah.
just being used as a house. But originally that was, there's also another property in the southeast corner that was, wasn't zoned as such, but was a, I guess you'd call it a repair shop or whatever. But you gotta be old to know that stuff.
I agree.
I just wanted to be sure to register that there was interest in the progress for it, because we've tried our best to keep our property decent, and we'd like for it back.
Yeah, it would be nice, I think that it would be kept up better than it has been in the past. Is there any other comments or questions?
I have one.
Okay.
Is there going to be any cost incurred by the city from this rezoning? And if so, is it possible to pass that on to the requester?
I don't know that there's any cost, but if there is, it would,
Like legal fees or anything
yeah,
like that?
those would be taken care of by someone other than us.
That's my only
Okay.
question.
Any councilman have any other questions or comments or anything? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to adjourn the public hearing.
So
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Hearing none, motion carries. All right. Moving into the regular business meeting. DeWild,
Here.
still here, okay. Chisholm,
Here.
Thompson,
here,
McSparron,
Here.
Mitchell.
Here.
Everybody's still here. All right, we have the consent agenda. You received this evening some updates on the budget outlines as far as where we started and what's been paid out so far. It is not complete. We don't have the wages and salaries on there. Dennis Martin has those, and they'll get them to us as far as all that sort. That's not on there, so that's not a completely accurate report because it leaves out that larger part of that. But that gives you an idea. It will, by the next month, it will be more complete as far as what we're doing. And you have a list of checks, and there was also a piece of paper put on here with some others that did not make that list. Written down for the Sheriff's Department and Troy Elevator. Troy Elevator sprayed the weeds down at the lagoon. We had someone come in with a bush hog and cut the best they could. And then about once a year, Dave has Troy Elevator go down there and they spray them. And Joe was here today and he said they're dead. They're still standing, but they're dead. So he suggested that maybe sometime in the near future we go down there and we burn them off so they'll be gone by spring. So that's what that was for. Any other questions, comments? Entertain a motion concerning the consent agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay.
Nay.
4 ayes, 1 nay, motion carries. Oh, mayor's report. Couple of things. Last month, as you're aware, we had the corn carnival in town. Didn't have quite as many people in town as we did for Rag Bride, but we had a lot of people, a lot of visitors. We had a good crowd on Saturday for the parade. Everything seemed to go well. I appreciate all those who volunteered to help out in many ways with getting everything set up and then torn down, the car show and all those kinds of things that go on. I got a lot of nice comments from people that come here just for that as far as what went on. And so I want to thank those who were involved in taking care of that. Secondly, there was posted on Facebook on Friday, the 22nd, 26th, 23rd, a letter from Anderson Larkin stating that they were no longer going to be no longer going to be handling the audit, and that they had referred it to the state auditor in Des Moines. We did not receive that letter in our mailbox until Monday the 26th. And we had gotten a phone call from Michael, I believe it was what, Monday or Tuesday. We were both in the office here one day saying that they were sending us a letter and that he didn't go into great detail. And then it was posted on Facebook. So I went and talked with our attorney, who immediately got on the phone to Anderson Larkin, because it was unethical that the letter was released to someone other than the city itself, and violated some of the number of HIPAA laws. And so they apologized, and they assured us that their staff had been retrained again, that cities, because we're not the only city that they handle, that cities are no different than individuals. Our attorney she said, so I have my stuff done there, somebody can come in off the street and ask for something. He said no. So they assured us it would never happen again. But it was not a good thing that happened, but it's done with, it's over. We have got a letter from the state, and they will be here on February 13th of 2017. Anderson Larkin, I had to send a letter authorizing them to share the information that they have with the state and to cooperate with them. I know that the letter seemed to say that we hadn't provided them with any information, and that is not true, because I know that I took a stack about this big, and that Donna and Hubert had taken other stacks. We can provide them. The problem is that the audit that ended in 2012, that we completed in 2013, made some recommendations, because at that point in time, everything was written by hand in books, more than one book. And so we were advised that we had to take all that handwritten material and transfer it into some sort of a computer program, and we were doing that. And then the next audit that wanted to audit the very next year, when all that wasn't completed, and there are some things that came up that, like one thing, the county said they sent us, one of our vouchers was like for $426.82, and we had reported it as $42.86. Just a couple things, the numbers got switched around. So what's the explanation for that? There's nothing that we could say, yeah, well, yeah, this happened because it's so Anderson Larkin, and when it came down, there's no large amounts of money missing. Michael at Anderson Larkin told me that he didn't think that anybody was going to be carried away in handcuffs and no one was going to go to jail. It's just that he could not get it to come out to balance from the end of 2012 to the end of 2013. At one time we had about $3,500 more than we said we had, and another time was we had about $2,700 less and something. And then, so that's the reason that they're doing that. So the state will be here, and Anderson Larkin will be assisting them, and we'll get this taken care of.
Too many fingers in the pie.
Pardon?
Too many fingers in the pie.
Yeah, it's and so we're going to have to,
Too many people.
different council, different mayor, different clerk, and we had a number of clerks since then, as you're all aware of that. So they'll be here and we'll get it taken care of, all right?
Do we regularly use Anderson Larkin for all of our?
Yes.
I just have to say that after working for H&R Block for 8 years, the level of professionalism is very appalling to me. And that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I know.
I think maybe we should consider changing the future.
Our attorney was very concerned, as far as that goes. But, and that's a possibility. We may want to consider that. I'm not going to consider that tonight. But there are a couple other things that we could do.
Somebody's duly noted.
Okay.
Yeah.
Duly noted, all right. Okay, moving right along, resolution to rezone the property at 203 West State Street. I don't get the right one. It's resolution 10.10, 16.10.10.1. Okay? Whereas Bllakesburg City Council on September 12th adopted a resolution setting a public hearing. Whereas the notice of public hearing was published in Tumble Courier, whereas public hearing was held on October 10th. On completion of the time for public comment, the hearing was closed, and whereas the city council determined that the property located at 203 West State Street, Bllakesburg, Iowa, was legally described as follows: to wit, Block 20, Block 3, the original town of Bllakesburg, WAPELLO County, Iowa. Therefore, resolved by the Bllakesburg City Council as follows: that the property located at 203 West State Street, Bllakesburg, Iowa, legally described as Lot 20, Block 3, the original town of Bllakesburg, WAPELLO County, is hereby rezoned. The property herein rezoned as unrestricted residence district. The city clerk is hereby authorized to take all steps to make sure this is taken care of. So, I need a motion concerning this resolution about the rezoning of the property.
Make a motion to this resolution 16-10-10-1. The rezoning of this property.
Be approved? Okay, is there a second?
I'll second it.
All right, is there any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Hearing none, motion carries. So now then we need to do this by, are you ready? DeWild,
Aye.
Chisholm,
Aye.
Thompson, McSparron,
Aye.
Mitchell. All right, resolution carries. Now we need the ordinance. The ordinance is number 16.10.10. I can never figure out where the month, the date comes first, so this month's really easy. .2, right? Make that one. .2. An ordinance amending the zoning ordinance of the city of Bllakesburg concerning West States, Bllakesburg, 203. Whereas an application for rezoning was submitted by the owners, the public hearing is held on October the 10th, 2016. The city finds rezoning the property to be appropriate under city ordinances. Therefore, be it be ordained by the city of Bllakesburg that the zoning ordinance of the city of Bllakesburg, Iowa is applied to the following described property: Lot 20, Block 3 of the original town of Bllakesburg. It's hereby changed from present classification restricted residence district to unrestricted residence district. City clerk shall hereby record this ordinance, number, the date of passage of the ordinance, the official zoning map. Any section, provision, sentence, clause, phrase, or part of the ordinance shall be determined to be invalid or unconstitutional. The part thereof not determined invalid or unconstitutional. Effective date shall be in full force effective the day after its passage, and adoption, approval, and publication is required by law immediately without further delay. There's an ordinance. There can be up to 3 readings. We can just not have the second and the third reading, but we need to pass this first, and then we decide what we want to do about that. So I need a motion to approve ordinance 16.10.10.2.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, Ms. Barron, second from Bill. Is any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same, nay. Okay, DeWild,
Aye.
Chisholm,
Aye.
Thompson,
Aye.
Sperrin,
Aye.
Mitchell.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries.
I would make a motion that we suspend the second and third reading.
Is there a second to that motion?
I'll second it.
Okay, is any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Nay.
Okay, well, I didn't ask for that yet.
No, that's
Those opposed?
Nay.
Okay, let's do that by, okay. DeWild, Jesse, for,
No.
Nay.
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 Got it. Yeah, Charlie.
Chisholm,
Aye.
Thompson,
Aye.
McSperrin,
Aye.
Mitchell.
Aye.
Motion is carried. Here, I'll let you fill this one in, and then I'll just sign and fill those dates. All right. The G, resolution set a public hearing to consider special short assessment. We're going to table that after talking with our attorney Friday and then today. It's better for us to get the new codification ordinances in place so that we don't have to have that done again so we're not going to do that at this time. Next on the agenda is a resolution to approve the 28, well, I need a motion to table.
Make a motion we table item G, resolution to set public hearing.
Okay. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay.
Nay.
Okay. Thank you. Motion carries. Okay, the resolution to approve the 2080 agreement with Wapello County Sheriff's Office for service. We approved this last month. Eldon approved it last month. And the Wapello County Supervisors approved it last month. None of us did it as a resolution. Tonight and tomorrow night, tonight, tomorrow afternoon, and tomorrow night, all 3 of those entities will be approving it by resolution. So this is resolution 16.10.10.3, right? Yes. Resolution authorizing and approving the 2080 agreement for law enforcement services with the Wapello County Sheriff's Office and the Wapello County Board of Supervisors, whereas it's deemed advisable and in the best interest for the city of Bllakesburg to enter an agreement with Wapello County Sheriff's Office, Wapello County Board of Supervisors, and whereas legal counsel for both the city and the county have reviewed proposed 2080 agreement based on the negotiated terms have advised that it is acceptable. Now therefore, be it resolved by the City Council, the City of Bllakesburg, that the attached 2080 agreement for law enforcement services labeled Exhibit A is hereby approved, and the mayor is hereby authorized to sign the 2080 agreement, take all necessary actions to execute the 2080 agreement. Do I have a motion concerning this 2080 agreement?
I will make a motion that we accept resolution 16.10.10.3.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
All right. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And those opposed?
Nay. I got it right.
Aye. All right. DeWild,
Nay.
Chisholm,
Aye.
Thompson,
Aye.
McSparron,
Aye.
Mitchell. You know, you'd think by this time I could remember all those just easily, but I don't. All right, motion carries. After I talked with the supervisors, and they have been, we're all acting as though everybody did it correctly, as far as that goes. So, I'll give you that. Discuss a franchise fee with Alliant Energy. Kent Lewis was going to be here. He was not here. We still have questions about that. So I gave you another copy, and then we also have instructions of what to do, and we have to have a public hearing and those kind of things, which we are not going to do tonight.
Can I make a comment?
Yes, you
people?
can.
Because I know that a lot of people are concerned about the cost that would be imposed. On this, it says Iowa Code Chapter 422B.8 prohibits both a local option sales tax and a franchise fee to be included on a customer's utility bill. So the franchise fee would replace the local option sales tax on the customer's monthly Alliant Energy bill. I just want to comment that if you look at your electric bill, we are paying 1% for the local sales tax option, or the local option sales tax. So therefore, if we impose our 1%, that money will then just transfer to us. You're not going to be billed both fees. So I guess I thought that was kind of positive when I reread this, and then I looked at my bill to see that, oh, you know, it's not really a double taxation like I kind of thought maybe was going on.
So I think now we get the $274 a year from Alliant. This would be the way we would get approximately $2,000 to $2,100. So we will go through the process of that at another day. So I need some, well, we're just discussing, so we're going to have to have a motion to table it. We talked about getting other street lights. I noticed, I driven around, it seems like all the street lights are working. Anybody have any now that aren't? I know that they replaced some of them. I mean, even the one down by the Wilds Corner seems to be working now. It worked about half the time. Yes, sir.
When we went out of here that night, the one right out here in front, one of them wasn't working.
Yeah, it was actually broken. I don't know if it's fixed now. Is it fixed now? Yeah. It was actually someone had accidentally a rocket hit it or something like that. I don't know how that. No, they spun their tires and went up and hit there. Yeah. So, but there are, and we ask about more street lights. And the understanding is if there's an existing pole, all that the cost would be is what we pay for every other street light, so for a rental and whatever it costs. And in my mind, I have driven around and found some other poles that I think we would benefit to have lights on. Most of them are like at the alleys, which sometimes between, like there's a street light on the corner of Oak Street and Main Street. And then the other one down on High Street is on the east side, on that side of High Street, yeah, the east side. And that's a pretty dark section in there. There are a couple other places, so I think that I'm going to contact them and find out about getting some streetlights put on some of those poles that are in the middle of the blocks.
Because there's a couple of really long blocks.
Yes, it's like it's on this side of the street, and it's on the other side of the street. So we wouldn't have to pay any fee. If they had to put in another pole and run a wire to it, that's a pretty added cost. But if we do it on an existing pole, then it will not be that. All right, Halloween is.
Bill, can I
Yes.
ask a question just for clarification?
No, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Based upon what Cindy said, so the same 1% is going to be collected from the customers that is being collected now.
Yeah.
So the net bills won't go up. But what's being collected now, if I've got this correct, which explains a lot, goes into the county, or goes to Alliant, then they divide it amongst the entire county. That's why it only comes back as 277.
Right.
Well,
Okay.
and I think we have to give the addresses that are in the city.
Right, but
Yeah.
when it was explained before, very poorly, there was no explanation of why it was going to increase things. But right now, it's the same 1%, but it won't be shared with the rest of the county.
Yes.
As the local option sales tax would be, it will all come in here. Okay, that explains it much better than why.
And
Because
it'll take about 6 months if we approve it, and it has to go through all the paperwork. It'll take about 6 months before anybody even sees it on their bill, so.
But you can raise that tremendously once it's a franchise fee.
Up to 5% is the most that Iowa
But
code allows.
that would require
We have to
approval
vote
by the
on it.
council.
and-
So it, you know, we're looking for, cities are looking for ways to increase income without
But it
totally
actually,
harming their citizens, you know.
I think we have these available to
Yes.
people, and if you're interested, it does show good things that it can be used for within the city. So I think that it's a positive thing. I'm gonna read on here, they've got a code, that tells what we are allowed to use the franchise fees for. So anybody that's interested, I think you should take time to look it up if you wanna know, because it should be able to come back to the city use.
But it also
So
means
for
that
the
any other
people-
city that does this reduces what you'll get back out of the local option tax.
Local, no.
Well, like a
You can only have
Tumwa,
one or the other.
yeah.
Right, but if another city in the county does the same thing, it will reduce what you get back out of the local option tax.
For their area, because
You're
it's
right.
only those addresses, so.
Okay, thank you. That's a good explanation.
I thought I had a copy of that, but I
I just wrote all over mine, so.
But we got these, I mean, if anybody wants one, we can make these available. We can, copier still works? Yeah, I made some for everybody. We had some issues with the computer this week, but I think miraculously we fixed those. I don't know what happened, but it wouldn't,
They said it was a Windows crash.
yeah,
That's updating into.
it just kept saying we're restoring your original version of Windows, but for 3 days it said that. All right, Halloween is on Monday, October 31st.
Yes.
And the school called me and asked me when we were going to authorize Halloween, whether it was going to be on Monday or Saturday. And to me, my personal opinion is if Halloween falls on Sunday, we may want to change it. As long as it doesn't fall on Sunday, we're going to do it on the day. So they've scheduled their trunk or treat, and I told them that would be my suggestion when we got to the council, is that Halloween be on Monday, October 31st. And don't we usually do it from 6 to 8:30?
Something like that. I think the trunk or
Trunk or
treat's
treats
5
are
to 6 or so.
five.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know
five-
what it
yeah,
is this year, I haven't heard,
It's
but.
before our start, so that, I need a motion that we set Halloween trick or treating on Monday, October 31st, between 6 and 8:30.
I'll make a motion for Halloween trick or treat night to be from 6 to 8:30 on Monday, October 31st, 2016.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, any other discussion?
6 to 8:30, 2.5 hours.
Yeah, most of the kids quit before then. All right, is there,
I mean, they go to school the next day, don't
Larry Stoner, he thinks the kids go to bed at 8 o'clock. Not anymore. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed is nay. Motion carries. All right. Any old business?
I can't think of anything right now, you're lucky.
Is there any new business?
Could we get on the agenda to discuss repairing the blade with the snow truck and possibly
Yeah.
servicing that before?
I talked to Dave about that, and he said that he gets it welded and then it gets broken again, but we need to get it, the truck serviced and whatever needs to be done.
We need to get that gauge shoe back on there so we're not Plowing our pea gravel off and the
Yeah, that one.
lawnmowers
Yeah.
stir it up.
Yes, that's why we want, actually, that's why we want people to mow their grass towards the ditch, so we can get all the grass, no. Yes, I don't know, we actually have to put that on the agenda, because it's something, it's maintenance repair, which we need to do, so I'll talk to Dave. I talked with Dave, and Dave has done quite a little bit. We had a water leak that he took care of. I got a call from someone about 8:30 about the water leak, and then I got a call about 8:33, then I got a call about 8:37. And then later on in the day, I got 3 calls from one person, but my phone was in the van and I wasn't there. But David already, Dakota Johnson had gone by in the morning, he came home from work and saw it and called David. And David called him one call and he got it under control, so we got that taken care of. It was probably the oldest saddle in the city. And it had been leaking for a while, trickling. And then this last time we drained the tower and had to have it inspected, and we went on the Rathburn water where the pressure's a little bit higher. But if anyone wants, I think that the old saddle's in the back of the red truck, and it's, well, you know, like, it used to have the sides all around it. One side's completely blown out, so. We capped it. We didn't put a new stainless steel saddle in there, because there's probably not ever going to be water to that house. If there is, at that point in time, we'll put it. But Dave felt that it was kind of a waste, as I did. So we'll talk to him and we'll get that taken care of. Any other new business?
Yes, please. I was curious why we didn't have the city street financial report on the agenda tonight. And it has been filed in Des Moines, and I'd like to read this. Now therefore let it be resolved that the City Council, Bllakesburg, Iowa, on 9/29/2016 did hereby approve and adopt the annual city street financial report from July 1st, 2015 to June 30th, 2016. And that can't be a valid report because I do not believe this council approved it.
I don't remember that we did. I saw that myself, and I know that we sent them information, we filed it. And then
Well, the people
they
I
did
talked
by
to,
email.
people I talked to today, I think we're gonna have to do it properly to get the money.
Yes, I saw that. I printed that off and have it on my desk in there.
And I guess I'll have to be a little honest, I don't know who did it, there's 2 signatures, but I feel like that they went behind the council's back to do this. Now, 1 month wasn't gonna kill us because that, we wouldn't lose the money for being late 1 month.
Yeah, I was.
It's December 1st is when you run into trouble.
Yeah, I don't know, but we do need to put on and approve it.
And it
We
has
couldn't
to-
do it tonight
It has to be
because-
done by resolution, because
Right.
2016-1, you can see from what we read
Right.
tonight, isn't anywhere.
Close to what our resolution
Right.
number would be. So I'm not exactly sure where that came from, but yeah. But we couldn't do it tonight. I printed it
Right.
this afternoon because we put it on the agenda for next time, but we couldn't do it this evening. Yeah, it's there. I think there's about $28,600 or something is our portion.
It's on the back page
Yeah.
here, I think.
I think that's what it is. All right.
And I guess it bothers me that the council is not included in this. To me, this is a kind of an unethical deal, to be honest.
I don't know exactly. I can't tell you.
Let's put it this way, this is supposed to go before the council by resolution.
Right.
That's the way we should operate here, the way the state code.
Reason it has to be done, yes. Is there any other new business? We'd entertain a motion
Make a motion to adjourn.
to adjourn. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Motion carries, meeting is adjourned.